Okay, guys, let's talk about the MVP race now. This is a very interesting MVP race in my opinion because there's a lot of candidates who could win it for the first time, and there's a lot of new people in the running. So I figured that I should talk about this and maybe give you my insight on who I think should be the MVP or who's going to win it. Now, let's get this out of the way. I don't think Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to win another MVP. One, mainly because of voter fatigue, because it's very rare for a three-time MVP to happen. The last time it happened was Larry Bird in the 80s, and then before that it was like Wilt and Bill Russell. And I just don't think that it's probable. It's possible, definitely, but I don't think it's probable, even though he's going to put up amazing stats. He might have his best year ever. I just don't think he's going to win it because of voters fatigue. Now, let's get to the actual candidates. Luka Doncic is my main candidate to win the MVP award. I think he's just going to turn it up another notch this year, even though he had a historic year last year, leading the best offense of all time by offensive rating metrics, of course. I think he's just going to turn it up another notch with his individual stats and carry this team to a very good record and, put him on his back and hopefully win the MVP. Now, the main reason why he might not win it is because of his seeding. I don't see him being a top 3 seed, and historically, MVPs are a top 3 seed. I feel like the Lakers, Clippers, and Nuggets are going to be like the top 3 seeds. Off the top of my head, I feel like those are going to be the top 3 seeds. And Porzingis is going to be out for a little bit at the start of the year, so I feel like that's going to make things harder. And that would be that's the argument for Luka not winning it, but at the same time, I feel like he's just going to put up monster stats, lead him to a pretty good record, and then he might win MVP, even if they're like a 4 or a 5 seed. The second candidate that I have is Stephen Curry. Now, Steph Curry, especially with the seeding, that's why he's the second candidate and not the first, because with the seeding, he's probably going to be around, I can see them getting as high as a 4 or 5 seed, but I can also see him getting a 7th, 8th seed. I don't see them missing the playoffs altogether, but probably one of the lower seeds. So that would be against him for winning Rookie of the Year. But I feel like with Klay Thompson out, but with still a pretty solid squad, but with Klay Thompson now, he's going to put up some absolutely amazing numbers to rival his 2016 year. Maybe not quite as efficient, but maybe a little bit more volume. I can actually see him averaging about 31, 32 points per game on some really good efficiency while dishing out like 7, 8 assists and 4 or 5 rebounds. It's just a monster stats from Steph Curry, bringing him back to form, and I could definitely see him winning the MVP award. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Now, talking about the other guys, we're going to mainly start with the West because those are most of the guys in my mind. Anthony Davis. A lot of people are picking him as their MVP and Defensive Player of the Year guy, but I'm not going to get into Defensive Player of the Year. That's going to be another video. But as far as MVP, I think him as well as LeBron are preventing each other from winning the MVP the same way that KD and Steph Curry prevented each other from winning MVP. They were like always around 4th and 6th in MVP because they had the other one next to them. I feel like the same thing is going to happen to AD and LeBron, besides LeBron last year, because they're always going to find a way to put LeBron in that conversation. No shade against LeBron, it's just the media. But I don't think AD is going to win the MVP solely because he plays with LeBron, and I feel like that's just going to hurt his case because they're going to be like, AD led them to this seed. And I'm like, he didn't lead them, there's LeBron, or LeBron led them to the seed, or he didn't lead them, they had AD, right? I just feel like it's going to work against both of their cases for the MVP. Someone like Damian Lillard has pretty much the same problem for MVP as Steph Curry, as I feel like they're going to be one of the lower seeds. Although they did make some improvements to the team and they're going to be really good, I feel like the West is so stacked that they're going to end up being around the 6 to 8 seed, at least in my opinion. So I feel like that's going to prevent Dame from winning the MVP. Out East, we have some other candidates. I don't feel like Joel Embiid is going to win it because, again, lower seed. The Sixers are not as good as teams like the Bucks, the Celtics, the Heat, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel like they're going to be outside of the top 3 in that conference, and that prevents Joel Embiid from winning it. Plus his durability really limits him from winning any type of awards because he just doesn't play enough games. Jason Tatum, I feel like Jason Tatum is going to take a really big jump, and I actually have them projected to be the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference this year. But he's just not in my top 2 or top 3 because I just don't think he's on the caliber of the other players that have a chance to win the MVP. Like, he's gonna be a top seed. He's gonna be the best player on his team. He's gonna put up amazing stats. But at the end of the day, he's just not as good as someone like a Luka Doncic, a Steph Curry, and Anthony Davis, a LeBron James, a Damian Lillard, etc. So I just feel like he's not gonna quite be in that conversation. Now I know that's not what MVP is about. But it's just iffy when there's so many guys that are better than him who also have kind of a shot of winning MVP that I feel like Tatum chances are slim. Jimmy Butler isn't really a regular season guy, like a guy to put up monster stats in the regular season, although his team will be good, so I don't think he's going to win the MVP. Kevin Durant, I feel like Kevin Durant is going to have a slow start, and then he'll probably pick it up mid-year. So I feel like that slow start is going to prevent him from winning MVP. He might make a push for it, as I do have the Nets projected to be a top 3 seed. He might make a push for it in the latter year, but I feel like those pushes never really work out as far as actually winning the award. Similar to LeBron's push last year in the later years, we knew that he didn't really have a chance at it, and he wasn't really a candidate that Giannis was the front runner for the MVP. I feel like it's going to be the same way with KD. Like if Luka or Steph is doing it all year long, and KD has a slow start because of his injury, he's going to come out later in the year, put up some monster stats for like a stretch of games, but in the end he's not going to be a real MVP candidate because of that slow start at the beginning of the year. So those are my overall thoughts on the MVP race. I think those are pretty much all of the candidates that I ran through: Luka, Curry, AD, LeBron, Tatum, Dame, KD, just all of the top tier guys. So I think that's pretty much it for me. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Follow me on all my socials. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I'm out. Peace.